Alright everyone, here we go. I've been waiting for this reading. This is an all signs reading for the full moon in Capricorn. It doesn't matter what your sign is. It's a straight up energy reading. If you're supposed to be here, if you're here, you're supposed to be here. This is a super moon, and we hear that phrase a lot. You see it on astrology sites and things like that. This is actually the strongest super moon of the year. It's the strongest that the moon's energy is going to be acting upon us all year. And I tell you guys all the time, 97% of the energy that affects us, speaking as an energy reader and something I've been studying since I was a little kid, 97% of it is composed of the sun's energy, the moon's energy, and the Earth's magnetic field. The Earth's magnetic field actually plays a big role in our moods and the moods of the people around us. And right now it's acting in sort of, well, for the moment, for the moment, all the energies are blending together into kind of what I called yesterday the volume moon. It's kind of a mellow sort of thing. The energies are peaceful. We saw that in a recent 3-quick card I pulled, where the energy around us is about to come into a more passive sort of energy, that gray feather energy I talked about. Anyway, you can think of a super moon as a bit like being near a campfire. The further you are away from it, the cooler it is. You stand up right up next to it and it's pretty hot. Well, right now we're standing right up next to it. And this is a very grounding energy. It's a very nice, mellow moon. In fact, I'm likely to be fairly mellow throughout this reading just because of it, although my pre-shuffle here is kind of cool. I like that. Anyway, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you found it for a reason. All right. This energy, well, it should last right through the end of the month, but it might stretch out right up through the first part of August as well. There's always sort of what I call the dust settling energy after things. It doesn't just go away when the new moon comes in a couple of weeks. All right, so keep that in mind. It's a nice energy. And we talked about it yesterday in the pre-read, the sneak peek of this reading, right? We talked about how if you in the external energy, if you want to quit a habit or something, this is it. This is your chance. Take that chance. This moon will, and the energies around it in particular. Because if the energies around this moon were rough and jagged, it wouldn't have quite this effect. And that's how it was last year. Last year when this moon showed up, the energies around it were horrendous. Okay, they were just, it was a bumpy road with no shocks, and you got to take a piss the whole way. Right now, the energy around it's very placid. So that said, it's having an effect. What effect is it having on the runners in this cycle? Well, my pre-shuffle shows a Hierophant crossed by a 10 of Cups. As the Eagles once sang to describe this energy, I got a peaceful, easy feeling, right? Peaceful, easy feeling. It is. It's somebody who, well, just feels okay. The spiritual stuff that they've learned is allowed to flow. These two cards together kind of equal what the law of pure potentiality is. The law of pure potentiality says all answers live in the silence. We got to quiet the mind and we find them. And that's sort of what this moon is doing. It's very grounding to the energy. Proof of that is my third card in, which is the moon itself. It's all about the moon. We could title this reading Blame It on the Moon if we want to. Whatever it is, there's a very good chance here that someone who's been on the fence, right? 2 of Swords, they know what they want to do. They got this and that option, but they sit right in the middle, blindfolded, overthinking, right? 8 of Wands. Fast, forward movement and communication. Somebody definitely, if they communicated this energy, even if they're under 3 swords, which is the readings have been showing a lot lately, your person shows up under an energy of 3 swords, a lot of pain, a lot of disappointment. Even then, it's still a peaceful, easy feeling. It's nice. The lessons, this person, you both changed because of this soulmate thing, but your person has really, really been pushing back a lot of the lessons, and they're not doing it in this particular moon. Now I'm using the same cards I used for the pre-read, our little sneak peek, because I want to keep that energy around. Let's shuffle the deck here. Let's ask the universe to give us a reading here. Give me the soulmate cycle with the affecting energy of the Capricorn super moon, full moon. Universe, let's go. We're just going to do an energy flyover here like we always do with all signs. These are very accurate. If you're supposed to be here, you're here. I'll tell you that. Right here before the cut. It could just be one thing I say, too. It doesn't have to be everything I say. It could just be one thing. So, you know, learn that lesson of temperance and chill. Let this moon's energy flow through you. Listen, I'll tell you guys this. I can't tell your person because they're not here. But some of them are, but most of them aren't. Let this moon's energy flow through you. All right, let it. You'll feel it. It's nice. It's a peaceful, easy feeling if you allow it. If you stay out of your head. All right, so try to do that. Like I said, those two cards, the Hierophant crossed by the Ten of Cups, are really the way I feel it. It's like the law of pure potentiality. You got to quiet. All the answers are in the quiet, but you got to quiet the mind to get them. Let's see. Your person's getting them. All right, that's basically the message there. All right, I'm done shuffling. This first card out is Why the Fuck Are We Here? Okay, it's before the cut, and it's the Ace of Swords. And that's a nice card to have there. That is nice. It feels like an energy of reconciliation, but I'm not sure if it's with you or if it's within your person. It could be both, to be honest. Because once your person wakes the fuck up and really feels this connection, well, all bets are off. I hope Pisces is paying attention in particular because of the reading I pulled the other day, which was in their energy around the connection, one of the most perfect pieces of tarot I've ever seen fall on the table. This moon's definitely affecting Pisces person, I can tell you that. But it's all of you. You know, this is an all signs reading. I just singled that out because I remember it from yesterday. It's stuck in my head. It's a truth. It's all the answers come from the silence. It's the law of pure potentiality. That's Archangel Michael's sword of truth. It is a communication card. Depends what comes after it, and what comes after it is the Three of Pentacles. Yeah. Someone here, all your people want something with you. This is working together. This is someone who now may be one of their lessons on the divine masculine side, in particular in this cycle. Yeah, they had the vulnerability lesson, but they also had a lesson of not being selfish. This is a card of a lack of selfishness, of working together as a team, you know, and building something. I think they may be realizing, one of the truths they may be realizing if your person's with someone else or married, especially under this Capricorn full moon energy, the Valium moon, as I'm calling it. If you don't know what a Valium is, look it up. It just makes you feel good. It's all right. It's mother's little helper. You know, that kind of thing. Especially under this energy, as they realize they don't have this on their side. It's a very selfish, each person is selfish, you know, there's an entitlement around the energy, and it's not conducive with the changes within their soul anymore. All right, so that's very clear in this energy. And that's something that comes up a lot on the Leo angle for sure. I'll tell you. All right, let's go. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's see what we got here. Give me the soulmate cycle universe with all affecting energies, including this Capricorn supermoon, full moon. What's going on here? And I like to pull right on top of these types of energies. You know that. So that the universe does less predicting and a little more telling us what's going on. And the full moon actually happens about 11:30 in the morning here at my house, which is in about 3.5 hours from right now. So wherever it is for you, it's at 11:30 a.m. ish, I think 11:20 something or 30, whatever, 34 or whatever, Pacific Standard Time. So I'm right on top of it. The energy is here, obviously. Let's see where we go. Okay, we got our reading. This is interesting. This is a card that's been coming up a lot. It's a card that's misunderstood by a lot of people. It has a lot of different meanings, probably why. Our overall energy is the Nine of Wands. And I like this. I like this for the overall energy because your person's had a lot of resistance to you, to this connection, to themselves, to their spiritual learning. Nines are the end. It's the end. We're all done with this, and we've seen this in recent readings a lot. Okay, we have. I know it came up in a recent extended. I know it did. Or maybe it was a cure for cancer, where we had a Nine of Wands bookending, I think it was bookending a Hanged Man. And that's sort of the, you know, the end of this wall that they have up, this resistance. What's crossing this? Oh my God, our pre-shuffle. Our pre-shuffle, or at least part of it, showed back up at the bottom, a peaceful, easy feeling, right? The Hierophant, it's the end of resistance to those spiritual lessons, to those things. Again, the law of pure potentiality showing up here. All the answers are coming to your person because this moon quiets the mind. It's relaxing. That's why I call it the Valium moon, right? It is. It's like taking a Valium. You just chill. It's that kind of energy, but it's the strongest moon energy that's going to hit us all year. It really is. And the energy around it is nice. You can hear it in my voice. I have to swim in this energy to do these readings for you. So my voice and inflection and the way I am tends to reflect the energy to you. It's another way you can read my readings. It is what it is. This is awesome. Okay, let's see here. Right here's the energy around your connection. Right here's how your person feels in the 3D, how they're behaving, etc. Right here is their soul energy, either how they feel about you or the condition of their soul. Either way, it's a very important part of the reading. Right here is the message from the universe, the hidden energy. I'll tell you what she says. It's red with the energy of the connection, and right here's the potential final outcome. I say potential because I cannot predict free will, but these energies are so nice. You know, somebody's, if nothing else, with that Ace of Swords of why the fuck are we here, this person's going to have some serious revelations, some serious within themselves, a real reconciliation of the soul for sure, with the Hierophant showing up twice and the Hierophant crossing our 9 of Wands, by the way. The end of resistance, that truth causes the end of resistance too, because this 9 of Wands is crossing that Ace of Swords that was before the cut in my reading, just to give you some transparency. All right, I'll clarify everything. I'll throw some universe cards over the top at the end, and you bet your sweet asses, and I know they're sweet, we would definitely be extending this. This is a very important reading. This is a very powerful, the most powerful moon energy all year. This is the shit right here. This reading should just be titled The Shit. All right. There'll be a link for an extended in the description of this video right at the top. Okay, the energy around your connection, what is it? The 4 of Cups. That doesn't surprise me. We have to consider the revelations, right? The Ace of Swords is why we're here. All right, and the end of the resistance. It's just disappointment. There's just disappointment on both sides, and that's one of the things they're realizing. You know, you might be, for example, the DFs have grown a lot and they've moved on. Nobody's waiting, I hope. You know, you're not waiting, but you know, you think back and gosh, it would have been nice, you know, and your person's feeling the same way. Except it's up to your person to make a move and do something, and they also know that, so they're also disappointed in themselves. The 4 of Cups in this position also tells me an offer is likely coming. Okay? It's up to you whether you accept it or not. It's up to the side that was rejected whether or not they accept it. So the power is in your hands. In other words, and they know that. That's one of the things that's been keeping them from coming towards you, is your person often reflects as what we call the Burger King, the King of Wands, or an out-of-balance emperor with ego and pride and got to have it their way, which is why we call it the Burger King, of course, that slogan. But they're swallowing that. So they lose. One of the reasons they never came towards you, or they're reluctant to, is because they don't want to lose that power, because they know they're giving all the power to you if they show up. Well, this says an offer is coming. Okay, you can see it. It's right there on the card. I don't often read that card that way, but that's the energy that's around it, especially when this card shows up in the energy of your connection. All right, it's up to you what you do with it, and just the advice I'll give you, you can do what you want. You don't have to take my advice. I'm just a talking hand. But try not to turn into the Burger King yourself, okay? Try to have some empathy. Always, as you go through life, try to have empathy for other people and other things and their situation. And that's part of the reason you get this information here on these videos. You know, hear from readers and things like that. Not just me, from anyone. Any inside information you get, it's so that you realize some things, so that you know that, so that you can have empathy. You have something to apply the empathy to, okay? This person's just been loved wrong their whole life. I mean, it's a simple way to put it. It's been coming up a lot in the readings lately. All right, my nose is running like a DM today, I'll tell you what. Okay, energy around how they're behaving in the 3D. How do they feel? See? 3 swords. Again, your person, this is your person in the 3D. 3 swords. Yeah, it can be tough. It can be tough when that spiritual energy comes up, that peaceful, easy feeling, the law of pure potentiality kicks in, the silence happens, the mind is shut down. They're feeling all of it. They're feeling everything. They're feeling how they've denied themselves things in life. Again, this is part of what's bringing down this wall. Okay? Nines are the end in tarot. It's the end of this. Everybody tired here. This is a wounded warrior, as a lot of readers like to say. It is. You know, there's a lot of energy here. Your person's showing up. This offer is coming to you under the energy of Three Swords. It's the same message we've been getting a lot. Okay? It's very clear. And the Three of Swords ends the separation phase of the soulmate cycle. But I'll tell you what. You've heard me say that a lot. But what I've probably never told you is when it lands here, it definitely does. This is as close, just with the cards on the table, the pre-shuffle and here, it's as close to a guarantee as I could give you that this person will get an offer. I mean, even the universe says it's coming. It's still up to their free will. It's minor arcana. But for the majority of you, something's coming towards you. Something that once rejected you. Or maybe you once rejected. I don't know. It's just in some cases in this cycle. But, nope. It's on its way. And it's coming under the energy of Three Swords. We'll learn more about this when we clarify what's going on with your person. We'll definitely look into this Three Swords in their emotions a lot deeper in the extended as well. It's mostly around you. It's not about a past pain. I mean, it's there. There's a past pain, but it's mostly about you. In this cycle, because of these are obviously these three go together. The bookend of this Four of Cups is right here in this soul. So let's take a look. It's the Page of Swords. Yeah. This is probably why the universe showed it to me this way. Swords don't belong in the soul. The Page is a child, right? This is, I always say, you're expecting a grown-up man or woman to show up, and it's a little child in tights, right? Little leggings and boots. That's probably why it told me, you know, it's up to you what you do with this. You know, when someone shows up under Three Swords, I'm pretty sure they got their tail between their legs, but I'm also pretty sure with this that they're afraid of what they're feeling, which is part of the energy that's around the Three Swords. They're going to feel everything under this moon. They're going to be in their feels. All right? I definitely am seeing that here. If you want proof, it's this card right here in their emotions, right? In their body, in the 3D, we got Three Swords. That's pretty heavy in your feels, okay? It's not like a Ten of Wands where I say you're heavy on their mind or something like that. No. This is worth doing the extended just for that, in that position. That definitely ends the separation phase. But what you're getting is somebody who, again, when they come in under the Three of Swords, I think they're going to open up to you, but I think it might be for some of you too little too late, or for others of you maybe just you're hoping for more, you know, kind of thing. But that's up to you to pry more out of them, you know. That's definitely up to you. Let's talk to the universe. She's going to want to talk about this Four of Cups. I imagine this too. We'll see what happens when we clarify that. They're also keeping an eye on you and have been. At least in the soul, you know, daydreams and things like that, if not in the 3D, but both in most cases. What's the universe want to tell us? Look, it's all about you. I told you that it's the Empress, right? Even in frumpy pajamas, she's the queen of tits, the best tits in the tarot. Beautiful energy. It's your energy attached to this. Well, in part, they're the reason the offer comes in. The reason there's so much disappointment, the reason there's Three Swords here is obviously their feminine energy is coming up. But that's not the primary energy reflecting off of this. It's all about you. It's all about coming towards you. It's all about this. The pain, I said about this Three of Swords, I said, it's interesting. This is all about you, these Three Swords. And sure enough, it comes here. And you see the red, the color match? You see the red here? That's it. That Three Swords is all about you. I know, it's going to be a crazy extended. We'll see what we find out when we clarify it here for the mass audience. Let's see where we go. Potential final outcome. It's red with this Three of Swords. Technically, it's a segue off the Empress. It is communication. But again, it's small. It's a page. It's a Page of Pentacles. This Three of Swords is teaching this person a lesson. This moon, this Capricorn full moon, super moon, most powerful moon energy of the year coming at us, is teaching your person a lesson. This is the card of the student. This is good. No, they need to learn a lesson. They do. Just like you had to learn some lessons. But you learned them mostly from thinking and feeling and outside sources. You read books or you watched videos and all that kind of stuff. They didn't. They spent most of their time, all of the time that the Divine Feminine in this cycle has put into bettering themselves and raising their self-worth and raising their Empress energy to reflect and all of that. The other side, the runner side, has spent lying to themselves, suppressing things down, pretending you don't matter, spying, which is a contradiction. If you don't matter, why spy? I don't spy on people that I don't care about anymore. I make sure they're gone from my life and I don't ever have to see them again. You know, so there's a lot about what they did on their side that doesn't make sense in this, or it makes sense in the sense it happens all the time in the soulmate cycle, but not to the level it's happening in this particular cycle. Anyway, they're learning a lesson. This moon, by shutting everything down in their head, putting them in their fields, grounding their energy, bringing up their feminine energy, you're all they can think about. And that's why this Four of Cups is here. It's disappointment, but an offer is coming to the one who wants it. The one who was run from, if you will. Okay? And it's up to you what you do with it. They are afraid to talk to you. They're a little nervous, but I told you, I read that around the Page of Swords. They don't understand what they're feeling, but they are in their feels. All right? And I'd like you also to keep in mind before we clarify here that all this energy, you're under this moon's energy too. All of these things on an equal and opposite side or the opposite side of the spectrum affect you as well. You know, you might be the opposite of Three Swords. You have learned your lessons here. You are the Empress. And the Empress learns her lessons and moves on. You learn lessons from the bad things that happen to you. Someone runs, someone does whatever. And you move forward. You take the lesson forward. You leave the pain behind. You know that. They don't. They're traveling with the pain. They're coming at you in Three Swords energy. All right? And it's very strange because it's blending with their own inner feminine energy, which is coming up, which is why they're in the fields. And again, they might get spanked for it by you. It's possible. Maybe that's what the universe even wants you to do. I don't know. Teach them a lesson. Show them that they got to come up, show up bigger than a page. But I think this is all their case. They reflect as a page when they show up quite a bit. This is communication. Let's clarify. Just randomly, by the way, I'm going to clarify with the witches, but just randomly at the bottom when I pick up the deck, before I shuffle, I got the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Somebody here, this moon is going to allow this person to graduate to the to the Nine of Pentacles, right? Freedom, liberation. This Chariot is only driven by, properly anyway, by a balanced Emperor. And we saw in my preview yesterday a balanced Emperor, didn't we? And that was something very cool to see. This is going to be interesting to clarify. Let's see the Four of Cups here. Why is the Four of Cups here? This is very interesting. Definitely, at the very least, you've got someone on the other side who's going to be very, very, very clearly feeling Three Swords. And it's all about you. It's all over you. And they might have some disappointment for, you know, sticking with things on their side, but that's not the primary energy. The primary energy is you. Why is the Four of Cups here in the energy of the connection? Let's go. Tell me more about this Four of Cups, universe. What you want to tell me here? Yeah. Four Swords. Again, the law of pure potentiality pictured in a card. Okay, the Four of Swords is about shutting down the mind. It's sometimes called healing, right? It's a healing energy. You shut down the mind. The mind just creates fears, and we overthink, and there's no healing with that. We have to feel the heal, right? Look at that. I made a rhyme. Maybe that's a Steve Love Tarot t-shirt. We feel the heal, right? How about that? Anyway, some shoe company probably already uses that. Feel the heal. That said, it's the Four of Swords. Again, it's just there's healing coming. Someone wants to fix this. Someone wants to heal this connection. Someone's been healing. All right. The offer comes in when they reach a point where the healing has happened or the lesson has been learned about the Three of Swords. But this is encouraging to see the Four of Swords there. Where nothing's been happening, something's about to happen, and also somebody's very disappointed that nothing's been happening. Could be both sides are disappointed. All right. What's on top? See, Six of Pentacles. That offer is coming. And look where it fell. Look, it looked like the cup is just coming out of this card here. It looks like he's holding the cup kind of a thing and giving it. It is. Because of the disappointment, because somebody has quieted their mind and gone through some healing, and they're in Three Swords over this, They've learned a lesson here. They've learned that, well, they've learned a very basic lesson, which is if you want something, you got to ask for it. You got to speak up. You got to tell people how you feel. You know, otherwise they don't know. You know, I mean, somebody coming to give to this, it's a balancing, and the energy is balancing. Somebody is coming in to make things right, to fix this, to heal this connection in particular, is what that energy is saying. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Five of Swords. Yeah, it's just basically saying, again, they're showing up as a page. We know that in two spots on this, because I got a page in the soul, which I'm eager to pull on. It might be too little too late for some of you. Okay? The universe still thinks that it's not enough. The universe still thinks that how they're showing up is wussing out. The universe is fine with the fact that their feminine energy is coming up, and is fine with the fact that there's three swords in their heart over you, the Empress, and that they're learning a lesson because of all this. It's time for them to learn something, right? The universe is fine with that, but it still sees it as a short-term gain. They need to come in stronger. I need to see a knight fall on top of this page. I think the universe is going to, I can't say for sure, but I think part of this moon's energy will kind of beef this person up a little bit. We may see these pages get pumped up, right? Like go to the gym and come back and be a little bit bigger, okay? We might. It's a false victory how they're showing up, if they show up in the baseline energy here, okay? And I can dig it. People who show up in the Three of Swords is not to fix a romantic situation or a soulmate situation. It's not ideal. It's why I've been telling you guys, it's a wild card. All bets are off. It can cause fights and spats. Somebody's already hurt. It's like poking a wounded bear, right? You know, bears are dangerous anyway. But if one of them is wounded, right, you best stay the fuck away from it. All right, all bets are off at that point. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what our wounded bear is feeling as best we can here in the general reading. What do we got with Three Swords? Why is the Three of Swords here? It's massive energy here. Massive. That is unreal. And with the Emperor, oh my God. Okay, why is the Three Swords here? What do we got? Okay, I'm done. Oh, okay, I get it. I had to look at the card under it because I was like, huh? Okay, the Magician is crossing this. Yeah. Well, I'll look at the card under it. It's the Queen of Wands. It's all their bullshit. It's someone who, smoke and mirrors. It's a smoke and mirrors. They did it to themselves. You know, it's all a smoke. The Queen of Wands is crossing the Magician. I had to look at it because I wasn't sure. I was going to say smoke and mirrors, but why? Because they're full of shit. This person has just, again, this moon, it's about the law of pure potentiality. It's a calming, it's a volume. It chills, it relaxes, and the energy around it allows for high visibility, hundreds of miles. I can see for miles and miles, as the Who once sang. It's like that. It just, a lot of the pain around you is what they never told you, things unsaid, because the Queen of Wands keeps any kind of true feelings to herself, right? This is someone where, for example, in a marriage type situation, where where love never trumps money, right? It never does. Money always matters. Status always matters. What looks good on paper, what other people think matters. None of that has anything to do with cups. What other people think has nothing to do with cups. You know, I mean, if you fell deeply in love with a homeless person in your neighborhood, the little old homeless lady, you fell deeply in love with her, people would look down on. All kinds of people would think all kinds of things. Oh, that's terrible. You can't go. But true love would trump. You would just, if you didn't care what people thought, you would just follow your heart and go for it. This person here would never do that, and they didn't do that with you, and that's part of what this Three of Swords is. It's the smoke. The smoke is clearing. The Magician, one of the things, it's smoke and mirrors, but the Magician is clearing away the smoke, is sort of what's going on, so that this person can see how full of shit they've been, all right, and feel. I should say so this person can feel how full of shit they've been. What's on top? As I say that, why am I your second favorite? Honest to God, Seven of Swords. I just got done saying, so this person could feel how full of shit they've been. Steve Love Tarot replay. And then I flipped the deck, and I didn't know it was there, and I pulled the Seven of Swords. See? I know what I'm talking about. I read the energy first, then I pull the fucking cards. Seven Swords full of shit. Apparently, the person who drew this card thinks this guy looks like somebody who's full of shit. Either way, that's what it is. It's the energy of this moon is clearing away the smoke, clearing away all the illusion created by Fakey McFakerman here, the Queen of Wands. And they can see how full of shit they've been. And it makes sense, you know? Think about, like, I remember back in school, I had a friend who never told some girl that he liked her. You know, it's kind of, I'm shortening the story substantially, but he never said anything to her. So he decided that in the next grade, after summer vacation, he was going to go for it, right? So we went back to school in September, and she was gone. She moved her family moved over the summer. She was gone. See? Think about that. Put yourself in that scenario. That's what I'm trying to explain here. That's how they feel. That's what this Three of Swords is. It's again, he never said nothing. Went back to school in September, looked all over for her. Where did I forget her name? What the hell was her name? Oh, who cares? Anyway, she was gone. Who cares? Because she's gone. It doesn't matter. That's what this is. This person's just sat around full of shit. The smoke is clearing. The magician comes in, goes whoosh, like that. Whoosh. Bye-bye. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Because they never did anything. That's what we're pulling on the pain. Look, we're pulling on the pain. They never did anything. They stayed on the shore. And now look, the story. Think about the story I just told you. He was all summer long. He's like, I'm gonna ask her out. I'm gonna ask her out. I'm gonna totally do it. I totally like her, Steve. Okay, good for you. We get back to school in September. We find out she's gone. Her family moved. They moved away. Look, they stayed on the shore, never did anything, and you've moved. You're gone. You're on that ship out of the water, and it's sailing away. He can't swim fast enough to catch up to that. That's pain. I could have been on that ship. Yeah. You know, if he'd have said something in the previous grade, he might have been able to keep in touch with her when she moved, right? I mean, we had telephones. It wasn't like we grew up in 1752. So at the end of the day, this person is in a lot of pain over you because the feels come up because of the moon and the mellow energy and the calmness of it. Law of pure potentiality allows them to see things. See the truth, not without any choppiness around. It's just I can see for miles and miles and miles about all the bullshit, about the things they didn't say. You moved away, and they could have had you. It's not that you're gone, and the universe doesn't even like how they show up. That's why when I pulled this, I said, yeah, they're coming in with an offer, but it's up to you what you do with it. I'm not sure it's going to be something that you're going to see as equal give and take. It's fake equal give and take, all right? They need to come in stronger. I think they do. So let's see. Let's see what they do. Here we go. We're coming into down to the wire here. Page of Swords. Let's shuffle on it. That's amazing how that played out. Oh, God, it's unreal. All right. Page of Swords. You don't tell people how you feel. You miss opportunities. There's a chance for it. All right? That's the moral of that story, and that's the fucking moral your person's learning. I said they learned a lesson, right? That's their lesson. I just showed it to you. All right? It's a big deal. It's a big... My question is why? Why didn't they? And what else is going on in that Three of Swords? Because this guy here, this Three of Wands, also tells me that he might try to jump off and try to swim after that ship. I know he is. This Three of Wands is very soon somebody's coming towards you. I know that because of the Four of Cups energy. And the universe doesn't like how they're coming. These two pages need to go to the gym. Okay? They need to lift some weights very quickly and grow up fast. Maybe grow some facial hair. Try it. You know. Let's see here. Page of Swords. What do we got here? Tell me about the Page of Swords in the soul, which I do not like. Yeah. God damn, man. The universe is like with me today. I think the universe took a fucking Valium today. Three of Wands goes to what? Four of Wands, right? Yeah, it's right there. Four of Wands. That's how they're coming. That's the Page of Swords is how they're showing up for a stable new beginning. All right, this person feels, I'm just going to say it. I say it a lot. I'm sorry. But they feel small next to you. Okay, this is soul energy I'm pulling on. The energy around them is man or woman up and get in there, right? And we got this. We got my friend over summer vacation. Couldn't have a peaceful fishing day, not one time talk about that damn girl. Jesus Christ. Why didn't you, my question to him was, why didn't you just tell her last year? It's hard to believe. You know, when I look back on my life, I realize that everything that's ever happened to me in my life since I was a little kid, since kindergarten, has been setting me up for Steve's Love Tarot. All the fucking shit that I learned, all the stupid shit my friends did with people that they were afraid to talk to, afraid. Why is everybody so goddamn afraid to tell people how they feel? For fuck's sake. If you don't, look, I've never been afraid to tell someone how I feel. It doesn't make any sense. If I don't tell them, I don't have a chance at banging them. Even if I think I don't have a chance at banging that girl, I'm going to try, because she might say yes. Maybe I catch her on a day when she's feeling bad. I don't know. Who the fuck cares? You got to tell people how you feel. Page of Swords, what's on top? You can't come to the Four of Wands. That's the energy around them. Their soul is screaming at them to go towards you, and this is the best they can do. Oh, man. Ten of Wands, that's why. It's a Ten of Wands, it's a burden, it's heavy. It's a heavy energy in the soul. All of this is my friend on summer vacation, whining about that damn girl. I wish I could remember her name. What the fuck was her name? Oh, what no, that's not it. Oh, I'll think of it. It'll come to me after the reading's over. Ten of Wands, it's heavy. That's why. It's heavy. I was just about to make a joke, too, about bench pressing, because I said these two pages need to go to the gym. I said, this one here only bench pressing 100 pounds. He need to be bench pressing 300 to come talk to you. And I see that it's heavy. You know, it's like lifting heavy weights, right? The actual energy this person needs to come towards you properly is too heavy for them. That's why they need to go to the gym. And that's why the universe threw this Five of Swords here. Because even this is a message to you. It's like, hey, this person can do better, all right? They can do better. Don't accept the first offer. And don't be rude about it, but also you need this person to open up here. Because why? Because their pain is rooted in all their bullshit. And so if they're going to learn a lesson, if they're going to grow and be on a higher level, they need to stop the bullshit, okay? I'll tell you what, my friend learned his lesson. The next girl he liked, boy, he asked her right away. He went right up. I'll tell you what. And they ended up dating the rest of high school, I think. I remember her name. That was Wendy. I remember her name. But, you know, he didn't dilly-dally around because she might move away. You know, I made a joke about that, I think, as I recall back in the day. Well, you better go tell her. She might move. You know, you seem to have a track record with this. And it freaked him right out. Anyway, Ten of Wands. The Fool. Yeah, it's hard for this person to come towards you. It's a real leap of faith for them. They feel really stupid. I mean, I know you don't believe that, some of you. Some of you do. But they do. People don't. What did I just get done saying? People don't tell you how they feel. You don't know about people's innermost things. I don't care if you bang this person for a 12-hour fest with no food and no water. Just banging away, talking deep and in between sessions and whatever, you still don't know inner, deep. It takes therapists even months to get that shit out of people. That's why they make good money. But at the end of the day here, this person feels stupid. It's a fool. It's hard for them. They got to go lift some weights to get on a new level. You want this person on a new level. Who's coming at you is the Fool. This is directly bookending the Five of Swords. And this is a direct message. The Fool is coming right at you with 5 swords of false victory. But it's better than nothing. I don't want you to get, I'm not telling you that to discourage you. I'm telling you that so you don't get pissed when they show up and you have some empathy for them. A little empathy will go a long way here. Why? Because the energy around the connection is 4 cups. It's cups. And the energy that they're feeling in the 3D in their emotions is 3 swords. It hurts. So they're showing up with swords. And what do a baby with swords who needs to bench press a little bit more than what they're doing so they don't act the fool. But it's scary for this person to come towards you. What do I always tell you? If your person shows up with swords, greet them with cups. That's what you got to do. You know, that's all. And they will. All this person is afraid of is that you're gonna think less of them for all the bullshit they told you, for all their fakey McFakerman nonsense, right? Their pretense they put out. I'm not interested. I'm happy with what I've got and all that kind of stuff. It's tough. It's tough for people. The lesson they're learning is one a lot of people learn. It's actually very common. It's the age-old lesson of you don't ask, you don't get, right? And you certainly don't get if you pretend you don't want it. You know, kids try that all the time. They try their own little child version of reverse psychology. Well, I didn't want it anyway. I don't want to go. You know, I don't want to go. But they really want to go, right? They really want the thing. It doesn't work because they're too stupid to realize it. They're just kids. They don't know yet. They don't have any wisdom to go with it. Your person behaved a child here. That's why they keep reflecting as child. You know, they kept telling themselves, lying to themselves and you, really. They lie to everybody, I think, about how they truly feel. I think this person wears a mask or, as I often say, is an actor in their own life. Because their soul energy doesn't match the energies around them. I know they're reflecting as a page here, but this Ten of Wands tells me that they're capable of much more. Okay? There's much more in there. Should they just take the leap and try and get it? Now, I'm pulling on this Empress energy here. This ought to be damn interesting. You're the whole reason for the Three of Swords. You're all they're thinking about. I don't know if your person's married to somebody else or not. It's not showing up here. But I know from pulling these readings, because all my readings are tied together, because I'm here studying a cycle, letting you watch. It's pretty much all I'm doing. I know that some of them are married, and they're not even thinking about that. That's not even what the pain is here. Under this moon energy. Remember, we're pulling on a specific energy. So, here at the end of July, this is why your person's in Three Swords, because of you. All right, I'm done shuffling, universe. I got nothing else to tell them. For fuck's sake. Crossed by the Nine of Pentacles. The Empress crossed by the Minor Arcana Empress. The Major Arcana Empress crossed by the Minor Arcana Empress. How do I phrase this? This energy blends with the Four of Cups here, okay? So we have to take that into consideration. We're not worried about these yet. These are the cards that fall on top. The reason there's so much pain around you, in part, is, I say this to you all the time, it's a pouty big baby kind of thing. It's the old, I've taken my toys and I'm going home kind of a thing, because they didn't get their way, or something along those lines. It's a result of admiration for you. And I know admiration is a strong word. I'm being dramatic here. It's the admiration of what you've got, how you are. I tell you that all the time. This person admires the fact that you're independent. Whatever that means. That can mean a lot of things. It doesn't have to mean you're, well, Steve, I don't have a lot of money. You know, it's not about money. And freedom has nothing to do with money. It has to do with freedom, independence. You're an independent thinker. You make your own decisions. You don't worry about what other people think. Right? You take it, maybe you're like me. You take advice from other people, but the end decision lies with me. Your person's different than that. The way your person, the way these runners go through life, they take advice from other people and they do exactly what the other people say, because they don't dare make a decision on their own, kind of a thing. It's actually heavily influenced by outside forces. Whereas with you, it's not necessarily the case. Or at least that's how they see you. They see you as someone who makes decisions and takes action. There's an admiration for that. And that's something they wish they had. And that they wanted, maybe should have told you that they liked about you. Again, this person, in a nutshell, this person just really likes you. Everybody loves the Empress. It's an attractive energy. And everybody loves the Nine of Pentacles too, not just for her money, because it can be a card of a rich person, independently wealthy, but because she's strong. It's who she is. It's why it's the Minor Arcana Empress. And this person never told you. It boils back to my friend's story from school. And you moved away. They might be a whole lot too little too late here. Well, what's on top? Let's get more. You see? Right, well, look. It's scorched earth. It's the Five of Cups. You know, it might be a little too late here. You know, there's 3 cups down. They've already blown it. It's all about you. There's 3 cups down or not something on their side. That's not what's happening here in the moon energy. This new moon, full moon energy, this super moon, right, is benefiting soulmates, the whole soulmate cycle. It's benefiting the whole soulmate cycle beautifully, because it's just putting a focus, a microscope on it. And right here. Is there a chance? I don't know. But they're going to try. This Five of Cups is read with the Six of Pentacles. The Five of Cups and the Three of Swords are the 2 cards that end the separation phase, and you got both of them. The universe thinks Five Swords here. I want to see this turn around. I needed to see this Page of Swords bulk up. I hope I see this one bulk up, because this is how they actually show up to communicate with you. They actually show up in a very practical way. This can be good communication, but it is a page. It's somebody who's thinking about every word they're going to say, which can make the conversation choppy or can make the conversation seem defensive, okay? Because somebody's worried about it. It's like talking to a cop, right? A cop pulls you over. You think about every word you're going to say to that cop, and the conversation isn't flow. You have a weird feeling in your stomach. Oh God, why did I say that? You know, he asks if you had anything to drink this evening, and you go, you should just say, no, not really, just a beer. Instead, you say, well, I've just had a beer this evening, but this morning I had six glasses of wine, and I did take a shot, but that was several hours ago. Again, that's information you don't need to tell the officer. That is already worn out of your system. You just got to mention the beer you had an hour before. That's it. That's sort of what's going on here. It's the butterfly in the stomach conversation, so anything can go either way. This Five of Cups here, there's a lot of regret for not giving to you. And again, it ties to the disappointment that's right, that all of this, that these two cards are sitting on top of. Why is the Five of Cups here? Justice. Okay, how do I explain this? It is someone who, it is happiness. It's balanced energy, okay? They admire your energy. They feel your energy is balanced. This also tells me with this bow in here, there's a microscope on you. Under this full moon energy, you're all they're feeling, okay? Let's get that out of the way. Now, as it's read with the Five of Swords, it's why they're reflecting in the soul as a Page of Swords. It's why it's a bit of a burden for them here, a little bit, to be more than that, okay? To take that leap of faith and open up fully. Once Queen of Wands, always Queen of Wands, right? You hear that all the time. Once a cheater, always a cheater. You hear that kind of thing all the time. Once a liar, always a liar. It's true. In psychology, true. There's many studies that back that up. This person's always going to be a little bit fakey McFakerman. It's core programmed in them. They see, for them, justice for them, it's good enough for them just to try. That's the attitude they come in with. It's, I've got to try, you know, and that try is half-assed according to the universe. It could be bigger, right? But for them, that at least makes them happy. They might see that as closure for themselves, which is why I want you to greet them with empathy if they show up. It's extremely important, because it doesn't mean they don't want to take it further. It means that they don't want to really fully face the lesson. And that's kind of the shade that's here in a reading that's otherwise, with the volume moon, fairly light and fairly nice. But the shade that's here are these pages. I don't have devils. It's not a big deal. It's like what I've told you recently. It's someone who is afraid that if they open up, something's going to blow up in their face. All you need to do is show them that it won't, and they will. Okay? But I do want you to know that there's always going to be a pinch of that Queen of Wands, fakey McFakerman in this person, or King of Wands, Burger King. It's always going to be there a little bit. So always. You might be able to decay it down, but it'll never go to zero. Okay? It won't. Because people don't change, they just adapt. They learn their lessons and adapt, but that it'll always be there a little bit. It never decays down to complete zero. It'll go to fractions of that. It'll go to, you know, 0.00000001 or something like that, but it won't ever go to dead absolute zero. Okay. Either way, someone here is very sad. They want to get happy because you're their primary focus right now, and you're the cause of Three Swords within them, and they caused it themselves for reasons I've already explained. Now we're pulling on this communication, this Page of Pentacles here. And also probably some energy about the lesson they've learned. But I should see an escalation here. This page to me looked like somebody who might go to the gym. You know, might. Because I can see some quads there. He does at least leg work. Look. You think I'm making that shit up? Look at his arms. Look at his arms. Those are at least 15 and a half, 16-inch biceps. That's, you know, you got to lift a little weights to get that kind of definition. There's some definition on that Page of Pentacles. A lot more than this fool. Let's see where we got over here. Why's the Page of Pentacles here? I don't joke about anything or say anything that's not in the energy. I'm just say this shit because it's how I read energy. It's how I do it offline too. The universe gives the answers to us in a way that we, as individuals, will understand. That's why you got to be true to yourself. You know, and you got to be honest with yourself and shut your brain down and shut down all fears to get the answers. Again, the law of pure potentiality will be in effect for you during this full moon period too. So keep that in mind. You're going to get a lot of answers all by yourself. Let's see where we go here. All right. Yep. Okay. Everything I told you. Remember what I said about the police officer pulls you over, right? Then the butterflies in your stomach. You're thinking about every word you're going to say. They're holding back only because of fear. Four of Pentacles is the affecting energy around this. That's it. It is fear. It is that. These two cards together are the police officer pulling you over and the shit that you say. You got to be careful. They know, because if you're nervous when you're talking to somebody, it doesn't matter. Nervous or in pain. Either way. If you're nervous or in pain when you're talking to somebody, all kinds of stupid shit can come out of your mouth. If you're in pain, you lash out. If you're nervous, you just babble, right? You don't need to tell the goddamn cop that you had half a bottle of wine in the morning and sucked down some Jack Daniels. He didn't need to know that. Now he's got a whole different opinion of you. He didn't even hear you say you just had one beer an hour ago. He's seeing a raging alcoholic in a fucking sports car. Well, he wants to get that off the road, you know. So now he's going to have you come out of the car all because you opened your fucking mouth. Right? Now you got to get out of the car, walk a line, take a breathalyzer, have him ask you questions over and over and over again. That's what they do. That's a trick. They ask you the same question twice. See if you get the same. See if you give the same answer, like your address and shit like that. What was that address again? That kind of shit. I love it. I love the psychology of that kind of stuff. It's nice. It's real baseline shit though. But anyway, bottom line here, somebody's nervous to talk to you. Anything can happen here, but there is a communication that is happening. Let's see if we escalate a little bit here. Look at that. The Magician, the very card that was crossing there. And I don't know, I took a peek at what the next card is. Just why is the Magician here? We've been talking. I said he goes to the gym, didn't I? Didn't I say this page goes to the gym? I said I showed you his arms, his biceps. This Magician here is why it's here. Again, there's a change in things, and I'm going to explain it to you in a moment, but I'm going to throw the Knight that I wanted to see on top of the page right there. It's the Knight of Swords. Better start running because it's much too late to jog. It's red with the Three of Wands, which I told you was you getting away. I told the story of my friend in school, didn't ask the girl out. All summer he whining. We go back to school in September. Turns out she moved away. Fuck. Right? Well, what if he knew where she lived? What if he found out? Well, better start running. It's much too late to jog. We can jump off the damn cliff and start swimming. That's what this is. They got something they want to say. They actually are beefing up to do it. This energy is transforming. This page here, it's like almost like they heard what I said, right? Almost like I was in the passenger seat with them when the cop pulled them over. And I said, shut the fuck up. So just let me do the talking, okay? Shit like that. The bottom line here, there it is. And I tell that story because that happened to a friend of mine. His name was Joe. His name I remember was next roommate of mine. He was doing 80 miles an hour in his car up PCH, up by Pepperdine University, and the sheriff nabbed him on it. And he nattered on for an hour about all the shit he did that day. And like, it ended up being a big ordeal. He called in a backup car, all kinds of shit. All because Joe opened his fucking mouth. That's why. Little Page of Pentacles Joe, right? Right there. This person here, they're just very matter of fact. Very in, very out. It doesn't discount all the nervousness I told you about how they're showing up. But this energy is showing the urgency of coming towards you. And what's interesting here is the Magician, which is now red with the Seven of Swords. Okay? Well, first of all, let's cover the Magician. It's a change in energy. It's alchemy. It's an action card. What's the change in energy? Why are they coming in? Because they've learned a lesson here. Remember, we talked about the lesson. You're the focus. You're under a microscope. That's why they're coming in. What I find most interesting, though, that's why the Page of Pentacles is here, or why the Magician's on top of it, is the Magician with the Seven of Swords. It's someone who wants to turn things around. But the thing is, magicians tend to be illusionists, right? This is what he looked like, an illusionist, right? He got a lot of smoke and mirrors around him. And I mentioned smoke and mirrors the first time we saw this card. Like I said, once a Queen of Wands, once a fakey McFakerman, always a fakey McFakerman. It never goes to zero. So keep in mind that whatever this person tells you, they mean a lot more. All right? They're just nervous. And when someone's under the Three of Swords, they lash out. All kinds of things happen. This is lashing out. This is what it is. They're coming in under Three Swords. This is lashing out. This is, they either say too much or too little. Lashing out goes in either direction, really. You could lash in. They either lash out or lash in. It goes either way. But they are charging in because this is very strong energy. The Three of Swords ends the separation phase in the soulmate cycle. And when it falls here in the 3D emotions, it really does. It really tends to. It's better here than here. Okay? This is some serious shit. I'm telling you. This is why did I pick this card? Oh yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Look at that. Ten of Pentacles. Just randomly picked up for no apparent reason. Yeah. Someone sees this with you. So will there be communication? Probably. Universe seems to think it is up to their free will. I can't predict that. But yeah. But but how it plays out is everything I've told you. Empathy is going to be required here. They're not. Listen, if you ever get a reader that tells you someone who did all this deception, all this fakey McFakerman, all this King of Wands ego, all of a sudden turns around and comes back and spills their beans to you, spills their guts completely, like a drunk Queen of Cups, is full of shit. That doesn't happen in real life. That's not what happens at all. I'm giving you guys real life here. And this is as good as you could expect from this person. Okay? Yeah, they're still going to be full of shit a little bit, but man, are you their focus? This is going to be over this full moon energy, someone who is living in Three Swords over you because of their fucking stupidity. Right? Again, I hearken you back. I said hearken. I'm getting very Shakespearean here. I hearken you back to my story about my friend whining all summer about a girl he didn't ask out, only to find out she moved away in September. This is what they did. They never fucking told you how they felt. And they lied to themselves and lied whatever. All the meanwhile, you, the Divine Feminine, were getting better. You were growing and your energy's expanding, and now other people might be interested in you. He's thinking about who's on that boat. I see it's topless on the deck. Are they going to see my Empress topless? Oh my God. What the fuck's going on? Who's on that boat? Who's she going to be banging on that boat? It's all there. It's all the same paranoia. Just like my friend in school was worried who's she going to be going out with at the new school. My response to him was, well, you don't know what the new school is or where she is, so who gives a fuck? You know, let it go, buddy. But this person's not letting you go. They know how to reach you. They know how to find you, and they want to. They hope they can salvage this by giving as little as possible, is kind of what this is saying. All right? That's reality. That's how life works. If you don't like it and it triggers you, no, I want my person must show up perfect and tell me how they feel, and then we live happily ever after. Well, you're living in some kind of fantasy land. I don't know what Earth you're on. Maybe Earth 5.0 or something, but it ain't this one. You know, this is real life, what you're looking at. Overall, it's exactly what I would expect from this full moon. And this right here is going to fuel the whole fucking extended. Because there's a lot more going on here. There's a lot more going on. There's a lot going on in this deception. There's a third energy. There's always a third energy. I wrote about that in my blog. Whether your person's single or married, or, you know, they could live alone by the airport. It doesn't matter. There's always a third energy that comes into play, even if it's a little voice inside our head. You know, it is what it is. Let's take a look here. Let's have the universe pull 3 cards and tell you if there's anything else it wants to tell you. What else you want to tell everyone about this full moon in Capricorn energy affecting the soulmate cycle? What else you want to tell everyone? Give me 3 cards. We always pull from the bottom. We get a all that shuffling, and we get a semi-repeat of the pre-shuffle. 2 swords, 8 wands, 5, what the hell? Get the fuck out of there. 5 wands. Well, actually, that's probably tied. We got a lot of cards tied together here. And the lovers crossing the 8 of wands. The power of this connection is bringing this person right to you. Okay? The power of this connection. It's right here in the lovers card. What's underneath that? Judgment. Oh my God. you're not going to believe this. When I looked at this card, I don't always use the Rider-Waite, but I know the cards pretty well. I was going to mention something about a trumpet blowing. I was going to say, because I looked at the card, I saw the angel, and I was looking for the trumpet while I was talking to you. I said, let me just look under here. There it is. It's Judgment with the trumpet. The trumpet's blowing here. I got Judgment crossing the Lovers, which in turn crosses the Eight of Wands here. Communication, forward movement. This person is coming in. But there may be conflict because of it. Try not to let that happen. Okay? Try not to. Their indecision is annoying. The way they're showing up is annoying. Yes. That's life. Giving as little as possible to try and fix something and seeing that as justice. But that's life. That's real life. That's energy. That's how it works. Somebody's not just going to transform into something brand new. However, I will say they are very, 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 very worried that it is going to turn into something more major. Don't let it. This is just minor bullshit. This way they're coming in here, I myself could diffuse this very easily if somebody came at me like this. And I'm giving you the secret to doing it. Just have some empathy for everything that you're learning about them in the background and everything you're about to learn in the extended. Because there's a lot with this Seven of Swords here. I don't have a devil on the table, but I kind of do. I got Seven of Swords on top of Three Swords. Seven of Swords is mild devil energy. But this right here is nonsense. Fives are temporary in the tarot. And it wanted to kind of kiss that card as it came out. These three cards with their backgrounds are tied together. This is the energy of the universe right here. This is Judgment. It's all angel energy. And someone wanting a second chance. And the universe facilitating it. Blowing the damn horn right here. Opening the energy of the connection up for two people to come together. It looks like it's up to their free will, but the energy's forward moving. It looks like there's communication coming from somebody who was shut down and somebody you may have a conflict with, but we can put an end to that. You're both tired. They're under this full moon energy. You're under a microscope for them. All they feel is that Three Swords. Nines are the end in tarot, and fives are temporary. And look at that. I just flipped that Lover's card. Look at that. It's actually the universe correcting me. Because I saw the trumpet on this card, the universe just corrected me. You just saw it in real time on video. Because I saw the trumpet on the Lover's card, and I actually found it underneath, it's actually an energy of the Lovers crossing Judgment. Okay? So that's different. That actually changes this energy quite a bit into as much of a guarantee as I can give you that they're showing up. The Judgment is the base card. Okay? And the Lovers is the affecting energy. Someone almost under this moon, because the energy around it is very placid, because the energy that it brings through is very placid, because they're seeing all this very clearly, almost cannot say no to coming in. Okay? Almost cannot say no. There is always free will in play, but it's very strong energy. The energy that they're breathing. They're living and breathing this soulmate connection. Okay? That's why you're the primary focus of that Three of Swords that's underneath here. They're living and breathing the soulmate connection. And the universe is facilitating two soulmates coming together. The universe is bringing the opportunity for that to happen. Somehow, some way, some opportunity will present itself and they'll show up. I don't know what. It's going to vary for all of you. In the extended, I might pull on what conflict is here, what they're worried about, but primarily the Three Swords, Seven of Swords, and I will also pull on this Empress energy. I'll pull on you and the affecting energy around you as well. And I also want to see how they're going to approach, because the universe says they're definitely approaching here. But it's not even the universe is saying it's not how it should be. Someone who's giving just enough. And they need to give more. And I think they can. I think there's a way around that. Anyway, Three Swords, very interesting in their emotions. All over you. All. 100% over you. Let's find out why. Alright, so if you want the extended, I do. The link is in the description. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, and everybody who watches. And again, I remind you, in case you're not going to the extended, I remind you, this energy is affecting you as well. Use it. Use it. Allow your mind to shut down. Flow with this full moon energy. It is the most powerful moon. It is a full moon energy that is almost as strong as far as the effect upon us as sun energy. So use that. Allow your mind to shut down. You will get a lot of answers. You'll feel a lot of things. And maybe you'll understand a little bit more about yourself, even more about yourself, I should say, when this person does show up. And this is really how they're showing up, let me tell you. That's very clear energy. It's very, very, very easy to sort of read it in the way it flows. All right? It's very realistic, for sure. Especially for someone that's used to being the Queen of Wands, Fakey McFakerman. All right. If you want the extended, the link's in the description. Good luck, everyone.